All right, welcome to Lesson 4, Scoring Targets and Selecting and Maintaining Your Pistol. Learning objectives of this lesson: properly score a pistol target, explain the basic guidelines for selecting and purchasing a pistol, identify the materials needed to clean a pistol, demonstrate how to safely clean a pistol. All right, scoring targets. Hits outside the scoring rings have a value of 0, and so anything without a point outside of the rings, they have a value of 0. So if they didn't land on the target, they count for nothing. As we talked about on the NRA B27 target, for your qualifications, we're not going to score it other than they all have to be inside the black silhouette portion. But if you're going to shoot targets after the fact of this course, here's how you score them. Hits completely or partially inside a scoring ring receive that ring's value. And so if it's partially inside the 10 ring, as you can see there, that receives that 10 value. Hits that touch a scoring ring receive that ring's value. So that's self-explanatory and pretty easy. So you see hits X equal 1, 10 equal 2, 9 equals 2 on this particular target that we're looking at. And that's pretty easy to score. So your score would be 48 points if you add all that up. All right, let's go on to types of pistols. Now, there are air pistols, and they provide practice at home. I highly recommend airsoft. In fact, I have this Glock 19 gas blowback airsoft replica. And again, this is not a live firearm, and it is a safe airsoft condition. But I use this very, very often in my own backyard. It shoots plastic airsoft pellets, and it uses propane to allow this slide to go back with real action. It feels the real weight of a Glock 19, and it looks the part also. I had to modify it slightly to make it fit my holsters, but other than that, it is a great, great, great little gun to practice with, and you may be able to find an airsoft gun identical to the gun that you carry, but it provides a lot of beneficial practice. In fact, you can do everything except for the bang, and so you can do draw practice, drawing from concealment, moving and shooting, and all the practice necessary, trigger control, all the fundamentals of shooting can be practiced with air pistols, and you can do that in the convenience and the privacy of your own home or your own backyard. And so air pistols are a great, great training option, and the same safety rules apply to those air pistols. You always want to keep the gun pointed in a safe direction and realize just because it's a plastic airsoft pellet, it still can't hurt you. All right, rimfire pistols. They're low recoil, they're inexpensive ammunition, and they're fun. A lot of people call it plinking, but you can get 22 long rifle rimfire pistols and 22 semi-automatic pistols and or revolvers. And the recoil is so low, it's easy to practice with, easy to keep on target. Great guns, airsoft and rimfire pistols to practice with or to introduce new shooters to guns with. And the ammunition is relatively inexpensive compared to centerfire pistols, and that's the next one we'll talk about. And those are available in many different calibers, as you may already know or not know, but you can get them in 9mm, 40, 38, 45 caliber, 10mm, and so on and so forth. They're suitable for personal protection, hunting, and competition. All right, so factors in selecting a pistol. And we're going to talk about selecting a pistol, and then I want to talk to you about selecting a self-defense pistol or a pistol that you're going to carry for concealed carry. You want to take into account the intended use of the pistol, and our intended use for the sake of this course is self-defense and concealed carry. You also want to take into account the price and budget, and then you want to take into account the availability and the price of ammunition, the pistol fit and ergonomics, the pistol size and weight, recoil, simplicity of operation and ease of cleaning, reputation of the manufacturer, reliability record of make and model, and the warranty and or guarantee that goes with it. And you also need to look at the availability of repair or aftermarket parts. So let's talk about these individually so we can know how to properly select a pistol for self-defense. Now, the intended use of the pistol obviously is for self-defense, and so we don't want something huge and we don't want something super tiny. And the reason we don't want to do that is because we want something manageable with recoil and that it's balanced out, and the larger the gun, typically as you progress on up to long guns, it's going to be more balanced and it's going to be easier to shoot relative to the caliber that it is. And so the intended use of our pistol is for concealed carry. It can't be so big that we can't hide it on our person, and it can't be so small that it's very difficult to use because we can't get a proper grip on it, or the barrel is so short that it's it kicks really, really crazy as you shoot it. Some of the little 380s are super overpowered for the size of the frame, and they're actually more difficult to shoot than, say, a larger 9mm that's more balanced out with a longer barrel. Price and budget obviously is a factor. I would tell you right now, for $500 and below, you can get everything you need for a self-defense gun. And I would just say that in a 9mm for $500 at Academy Sports or any other any other of the major retail sporting goods stores, you can get all that you need for a self-defense gun. So price and budget is totally up to you. You can get upwards of $1,000 with bells and whistles, or you can get under $500. You want to be careful about going close to the low end, though, because you want to get a reliable gun that is going to save your life. You have to remember that you're using this gun potentially to save your life or the life of someone you love or the life of other people, and you want to be able to rely on that gun. And then availability and price of ammunition. And I'll just say everything in the market points to 9mm. If you go into Academy or you go into the store and you look at the gun case, what you're going to notice is by far 9mm handguns in the compact to subcompact market are going to be the bulk of everything out there. And the reason why is 9mm ammunition is proven to be the balance where all the lines intersect. So when we talk about ease of use, deadliness of caliber, ease of recoil or ease of recoil management, availability of the rounds, they're going to be available because they fit all the rest of it. And so they're easy to shoot, 9mm, easy to handle. Capacity is also the other issue, to where you can fit many more 9mm than a larger round into a magazine. And so all the factors point to 9mm, but you don't want to go out and get an odd caliber ammunition that you may not be able to find if you need it. And so 9mm, 380, 40, 45, those are all available on the market. But then again, as you get into the larger or the more not readily available, you're going to go up on price. So 9mm has the best of both worlds for availability and price of ammunition. Pistol fit and ergonomics. I personally like Glock pistols. I'm not affiliated with Glock in any way, but I love Glock pistols just because of the ergonomics and the fit. And also I would jump down to reliability record and make and models. And so I love the Glock 19. I also own a Glock 43, a Glock 26, and probably soon to own a Glock 17. But I love it for the fit and the ergonomics. It fits my hand well, and the ergonomics of it are great. And so you want to consider that when you're choosing a pistol. Go into the store, see how it fits in your hand. It should feel like a natural extension of your hand. It should feel comfortable in your hand. It shouldn't have a bunch of stuff poking you and hurting you. And you want to consider that for putting it on your body also, that it doesn't have a bunch of handles and or mechanisms on the side of it to where it's going to hurt you when you actually conceal carry against your body all day long. You have to remember it's not just pistol fit and ergonomics for your hand, but the bulk of the time it's going to be in a holster on your body. And so you really want to consider how that fits and all the stuff on it. And I just recommend Glock pistols. You don't have to get one. There are a lot of good new polymer striker-fired modern semi-automatic pistols out there that fit the same bill, and then they have been modeled after Glock. But I just assume go to the source, the guys who have set the bar very, very high, and Glock has done that. All right, pistol size and weight. This is going to be relative to you, and so I go with a compact, which is kind of medium because I'm kind of medium build. And it's medium size and weight, and I'm medium size and weight. And so the larger you are, the larger gun you can carry, obviously, and the smaller you are, you may need a smaller gun. And so I would suggest if you're smaller in size and weight, go down to the subcompact guns that are smaller in size and weight. And if you're larger in size and weight, go into the larger size, full-size gun size and weight. And if you're medium, you can go to the medium size and weight in the compact, like the Glock 19. All right, recoil. Recoil is simply what is felt from the gun when it comes back after you fire a round, and that is from the firing sequence, as we talked about back in the ammunition section. You'll notice that the gas builds up in the round, and then once that round actually is forced out of the barrel, the slide comes back, and that slide creates recoil function of the gun, and it's going to slide back, forcing that pressure against your hands and against your arms and causing recoil. And so what is important about a gun is managing that recoil so that you can get that gun back on target. So every time you fire a shot, you're going to have felt recoil, and you need to get those sights back aligned. If you have too small of a gun with too large a caliber and it's not balanced out, that gun's going to flip and kick back like a little mule. But if you have the right size gun and it's balanced out with the caliber, then it's going to be a lot more manageable and really almost unnoticeable as you shoot that gun. It'll be very easy to control the recoil, and so you want to do some investigation into the recoil. What do other people say? YouTube is a great source for looking up gun reviews and seeing what other people say about the recoil or the recoil manageability of that particular pistol. You're going to find in the smaller pocket pistols, that's where it's going to be a concern. But usually in the larger compact or full-size guns, recoil is not an issue unless you're getting up into the higher calibers like 45 or 10 millimeter. All right, you also want to see the simplicity of operation and ease of cleaning. And that's one of the reasons I love a Glock. It's simple to operate and it's very, very easy to take down and to clean. And you want to make sure that when you purchase your gun, you can ask, how does it operate at the gun store? And they should be able to show you a breakdown of that gun. They should be able to show you how to tear it down and see if it's easy or not. If the gun guy at the gun counter struggles to get that gun apart to show you how to operate it and clean it, chances are you're going to struggle with it also. It doesn't mean you shouldn't buy that gun, but are you able, and is it going to be simple for you to do? And so that's another factor in considering when you're selecting a pistol. And then the reputation of the manufacturer. Certainly all the major manufacturers have good reputations, but you don't just want the reputation of the manufacturer. You want it to be a good reputation like Glock or Remington or Springfield or something like that. But you also want the reliability record of the specific make and model. So for instance, Glock comes out with a new pistol like the Glock 43. You don't run out and buy it. Some people do based on the reputation of the manufacturer. And they would have been okay to do so with the Glock 43. It hasn't had any major issues or problems. Now, if you go out from another manufacturer or another make and model and it doesn't have a long track record, then you may have issues like some of the major manufacturers have had in the subcompact market recently, I know of. And so you want to make sure not only of the reputation of the manufacturer, but the gun I'm choosing, the Glock 19, is it reliable? Does it have a record of reliability? And I can emphatically say yes, the Glock 19 has a superior record of reliability. And so you want to be able to say that with reason about the gun that you're thinking about choosing and find out about that. Again, the internet, YouTube, and gun stores are good sources of information to make an informed decision on the reliability record of the particular make and model. Warranty or guarantee. You want to see how the manufacturer stands behind their products. And most of the major manufacturers, they stand behind their products 100%. Now, availability of repair and aftermarket parts. This is a big one, not just with manufacturer, but with make and model. If it's a new gun that has just hit the market, it's not going to have a lot of availability of repair or aftermarket parts. You're going to have to go straight to the manufacturer to get those, and it may be more expensive. So guns that have been around a while, they have a huge availability of repair or aftermarket parts, and you need to check that out. You can check that out on the internet, or again, you can go into your local gun stores and check with the gun store personnel to see if aftermarket parts or repair parts are available for the particular weapon that you're going to choose. So those are the factors in selecting a pistol. Hopefully that helps you. Again, if you have any questions about this, absolutely bring them to the range, write them down, bring them to the range, email us about them. And we'll be happy to help you and try to walk through selecting a pistol. Don't just run out there and grab the first pistol or think you've got to shoot the one that you've had all the time. Make sure it fits all these different factors or as many of them as possible so that you can be comfortable. The more comfortable you are with your pistol, the more you'll want to shoot it and the more you'll want to carry it. And so if you're uncomfortable with it, you're not going to want to carry it and you're not going to want to shoot it. And so make sure you are comfortable with all the different factors concerning your pistol. All right, so actually selecting the pistol. When considering purchasing a pistol, you want to consult with other knowledgeable shooters. Ask your friends, ask those you know who are shooters, ask your instructors, hey, what do you recommend? What do you recommend for me? Research and, if possible, test fire the various makes and models. And there are some stores in the Baton Rouge area that will allow you to rent and or test fire the various makes and models, or at least a good selection of them. You can always borrow friends or go with friends to the range and borrow their guns and test fire their guns, the various makes and model that you're interested in. And then you purchase the pistol from a reputable dealer. You don't want to just consider the manufacturer or the make and model reputation, but you also want to consider who you buy it from locally, because you're going to deal with them and you want to buy it from a reputable dealer. Caring for the pistol, let's move on to that. Proper care of a pistol involves preventive maintenance. The pistol should be clean and lubricated after every shooting session. And the pistol should always be checked to ensure it is unloaded before cleaning or other maintenance. No ammunition should be present when a pistol is cleaned or maintained. And we're going to go through the gun cleaning process right now. If you have any questions about this at the range, we would be happy to walk through this process and explain it to you, how to clean your gun, and maybe look at your gun in particular if you had any particular questions about your gun. But these are the different things you're going to need. A cleaning rod, and you can get these as a cleaning kit together in most cases from Walmart or Sports Academy or other major retailers that carry different firearm supplies, or the smaller gun stores. They'll have cleaning kits available. And they'll have a cleaning rod, as you can see. They'll have a bore brush and jags. They'll have bore cleaner, which is a solution. They'll have patches in it, which are the small little material patches there you see, the white material. And then they'll have a small brush, a soft cloth, gun oil, eye protection. It may not come in the kit. And protective gloves, they may not come in the kit. And the soft cloth either may not come in the kit. But you want to get all those things before you attempt to clean your gun. And so what you're going to do for the gun cleaning procedure, as you see the steps here in this slide, you want to unload the pistol, inspect it, and disassemble it, or field strip the gun. The very first thing that we mentioned, if you remember just the previous two slides, you want to not have any ammunition. You want to make sure the gun is unloaded and get the ammunition out of the room. You don't want it anywhere in the room. And you may think it's funny or nonsense that people have shot themselves or shot somebody else while cleaning their gun, but it has happened, and it's happened too many times to even be funny. So make sure there is no ammunition anywhere around you when you're cleaning the gun, and make sure the gun is in a safe, unloaded condition. So you're going to unload and inspect and then disassemble according to the manufacturer's disassembly instructions. Then you're going to apply cleaning solvent to the bore brush. And we pointed that out in the previous slide, and you can see it in the picture there. You don't dip the brush in the solvent, but rather you apply the solvent to the brush. And then you run the brush completely through the bore, which is the barrel end, as you can see. It's going to go up and through into the chamber, and you're going to do that 10 to 15 times. And what this is going to do, it's going to release all the carbon deposits and the buildup of the lead that has been engraved on that barrel from shooting that gun multiple times. And so it's going to detach all of that. Then you're going to run the brush through each chamber of the revolver cylinder if it's a revolver. Or you're going to clean the semi-automatic pistol barrel separately with the solvent. And so it's different cleaning a revolver than it is a semi-automatic pistol barrel. But you'll see that he has the barrel in his hand down in that bottom frame there, and that you just run the brush through the way you would in the revolver. The difference with the revolver is obviously the cylinder. The barrel is not removable, and then the cylinder swings out. You can run that brush through each one of those cylinder bores. All right, then you put a jag on the rod and patch on the jag. And that jag, if you see in that picture, it looks like a needle eye. It has a place to where you can put that patch, pull the patch through the jag. And you run that patch through the bore chamber until they come out clean. And so you'll do multiple patches on the jag. And when one gets dirty, take it off, throw it away, put another one on there, and you run through there multiple times until they come out clean. And then you know the barrel is clean. Then you use the brush to clean the crevices of the pistol on the different surfaces. And then you clean and lightly oil the exterior of the pistol with that soft cloth that you have. And then you lubricate, according to the manufacturer's instructions, the key points of pistol action with the gun oil. Now, you don't want to have too much lubrication or too little lubrication, but the manufacturer's instructions will tell you how to lubricate your gun according to which gun you have. All right, so that is the gun cleaning procedure. I know all that makes sense to you. It's very self-explanatory. You can also get a friend or a relative or somebody else who has already cleaned a gun if you've never cleaned one, and you can go through that with them. But as I said, if you have questions about this process, you can bring those questions to us at the range live fire portion, and we would be happy to walk through with your gun make and model and describe and show you how you actually clean your gun. All right, pistol storage. Store guns and ammunition so that they are not accessible to unauthorized persons. And we've talked about pistol storage earlier in the course, and we're just kind of reiterating it right now. You want to store guns and ammunition separately. And so you don't want, if somebody gets into that storage, you don't want them to have the ammunition and the gun there together. Store guns and ammunition in a cool, dry place. And we talked about ammunition storage earlier. The same goes for the guns. Why do you want to have them in a cool, dry place? You don't want them to build up corrosion. You don't want them to have condensation build up, and you don't want it to cause that firearm or that ammunition to corrode. And that's why we store guns in a cool, dry place. I even put desiccants inside my safe, inside my gun safe in my closet in my house. Now you know where my guns are, but I put desiccants in there. And you can, what I do is save the desiccant packs, the little packs that come in all the different stuff that you buy. Save those, and I put some in there, change them out every once in a while. You can buy desiccant packs, or like I said, you get them with most of the stuff you buy. If you just save those and put those inside the safe, it'll keep any condensation from building up, and it'll definitely keep those guns from corroding. All right, that is Lesson 4. Let's look at the summary and review of Lesson 4. We scored targets. We looked at the types of pistols, and then we looked at selecting a pistol and the factors in procedure for selecting a proper pistol for self-defense. And we looked at caring for the pistol, as well as gun cleaning equipment and the gun cleaning procedure. And then we looked at, finally, pistol storage. Hopefully all that makes sense. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to email us or bring those questions to the range portion of this course, and we'd be happy to address any questions that you might have. That is the Lesson 4 summary and review. Go ahead and go on to lesson number 5, which is range practical.